Hey, reach up there and pull those belts tight. One more time, you're watching the original Rebels Racing League.
Welcome, everybody, to Bristol Motor Speedway. My name is Josh Hall. This is the original Rebels Racing League Xtreme Xfinity Series. It is the second to last race of the season, the last race before the round of four. Let's take a look at those points coming into tonight. And with Kurtz, the only one in the playoffs currently who's locked into the top four, this could be an exciting race for a few drivers. You see both Michael Kosick and Stevens are below the cut line. Right now, Bieber and Kinder and Colbert are all tied right now at the cut line. So Jill Cunningham and Smith both there in contention. So we'll have to see how things shake up tonight and who moves on to the round of four. Also, on top of that, we all know for those playing at home, we've got the Logan versus Lotridge going on as well. And right now, Logan Sturgeon is up 5 races to 2. That's not wins. That's just who finished ahead of each other at the moment. And you notice there's a little asterisk there next to Lotridge. I guess there was a little bump and run or a little wrecking going on in the heats to move on. And Lotridge was able to get that win with the help of the chrome horn. So that's why there's a little asterisk next to it. But hey, the rule is he had to finish ahead. And now we see our current fastest in practice here. And that is the 32 of Jason Warren. Garrett Kinder not too far behind. Andy Kurtz in third. Charles Stevens Jr. is trying to move on to the next round. Currently fourth fastest. And Logan Sturgeon and Jason Lotridge are both in this race as well. So we'll see another. The bet could end tonight, as it is a best of 10. See Daniel Cunningham out on track right now. As we can see, we got about a minute left here in practice before we get qualifying here at the world's last Coliseum. This is Thunder Valley. This is Bristol. One of my favorite tracks to watch a race and call a race. So tonight should be an exciting one for sure. And I don't see Michael Kosick in the standings here. Nor do I see Josh Smith. Although Josh Smith is currently 9 points above the cut line. We'll have to see if he ends up joining in a few moments or if he misses the race tonight, as that could hamper his chances of making it to the Final Four. As practice has just ended. Again, we want to thank you for joining us here tonight on Intensity Broadcasting, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube. We appreciate you joining us here and spending your Friday night with us. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe if you're new here to the channel. And also don't forget, in the link below, or in the description below, we did leave links for both ORRleague.com. That is the home of the original Rebels, where you can find any news, standings, and stats there. Check out ORRleague.com. Also, we have a link down there to our web store at IntensityBroadcasting.com, where you can get hats, t-shirts, coffee mugs, stickers for your favorite Intensity sayings, Intensity shirts, or we do have a link down there for the original Rebels Racing League, which does have some t-shirts, stickers. Same with Thunderstruck, so you can check that out. That is IntensityBroadcasting.com. And remember, every winner from every series here on Intensity Broadcasting will get a free piece of swag courtesy of Intensity. See Daniel Cunningham currently out on track making his qualifying attempt. He's in that higher line to get around Bristol. And his second lap will be good enough currently for third. Fan favorite Chuck Pegleg Phelps hits the track. It's good to see Chuck back here on Friday nights. He's coming through turns 3 and 4, getting ready to start his first of 2 laps. And laps are click off incredibly quick here. These guys are running 15-second laps around this half-mile high-banked oval. Pegleg's coming down to get the checkered flag. And old Chuck is going to be good enough for... Looks like he's going to stay in that 9th position. William Griffith just finished his finishing his qualifying attempt. Looks like he's got a little damage to the front end of that truck. Front end of that car, excuse me, had a little issue there as he burns out on the front stretch. Sherry Lund says, "Let's go, Griffin Kinder." There's a name we haven't seen in a long time. Glad to see you back here joining us in the broadcast. Kinder currently sitting on pole. Do have a couple cars left to go out as we got about 2 minutes left here in qualifying. Jason Warren, Ray Page, Sam Wetstein, and Josh the Jet Oswald yet to qualify. As we get ready to do battle here for 175 laps here at Bristol. And that sounds like a lot of laps, but again, 15-second laps. These laps will click off incredibly quickly. So we're looking for a good, hard race tonight. Short track style here at Bristol. I've been super busy and going to bed early, Sherry says. Well, you know, I'm jealous of that, and I understand we all need our sleep. But I appreciate you joining us here tonight. It's always a pleasure to have you with the broadcast. Always correcting me instead of calling Griff William. Always tells me to call him Seth. Bristol, one of the oldest tracks that we visit as well. Broke ground in 1960, opened in 61. It's had a couple different configurations, but right now the turns are banked progressively 26 to 30 degrees, which allows these drivers to use the low side or the high side. A little more banking on the high side, allow them to use that high lane to get the good run off the corner. We'll see that all night. Straightaways are banked 6 to 10 degrees, so a lot of banking on the straightaways as well. Just over half a mile at 0.533 miles. And yeah, we'll see some excitement here for sure. We know Bristol has recently been covered with dirt and put on a great show last weekend as the Cup Series moves on to Talladega this week. So I always love some super speedway racing, and we're looking forward to that this weekend in the Cup Series as we get ready to look at the Magic Mike Motorsports starting lineup. And tonight on pole is the 13 of Garrett Kinder, with Travis Bieber in the 114 starting to his outside. Row 2 will find the 31 of Jonah Cobert and the 5 of Andy Kurtz. William Griffith, he'll be rolling off from 5th with Charles Stevens Jr. to his outside in 6th. Dale Cunningham rolls off 7th with Logan Sturgeon in the 8th position, starting ahead of Jason Lottridge. Then Tyler Rice in the 6th and Chuck Pegleg Phelps rounding out your top 10. Jason Lotridge rolling off from the 11th position, and Colton Lanford from 12th. 13th, we'll find Jason Warren and Josh Oswald, and then Ray Page and Sam Wetstein round out the field here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Bristol in real life has an amazing light show at Christmas. You know, I believe that. I live very close to New Hampshire Motor Speedway, who is owned by the same company, and they do the same thing. They have an amazing, you can drive around the track, and actually there's a spot where you can drive on the track and see an amazing light show. So, yep, totally understand that. I imagine it's probably just as beautiful down there. I am spoiled. I have an amazing light show in the city next to me in Springfield, Mass, called Bright Nights, which is incredible. And being the home of Dr. Seuss, they have a lot of Dr. Seuss inspired lights, so it's a really cool sight to see. And I'm looking forward to bringing my daughter there next year, because she'll be almost 3 next Christmas, so that'll be a lot of excitement for her, I'm sure. But we're getting ready for the excitement here tonight at Bristol Motor Speedway. Pace car is getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. They come down to the starting zone. Green flag is in the air. We are racing here at Bristol. And great start for Garrett Kinder down on that low side. Travis Bieber watches up the track. That allows Jonah Cobert to tuck into that second position currently as Bieber's fighting back on the high side. Cobert looked like he was going to throw a little slide job there, get up in front of Travis, but he ends up staying out behind. Now he's going to slide up there and into the second position as Seth Griffith is making his way up through the field, currently in the 4th position, and he's stalking the back bumper of Travis Bieber. A little further back, Daniel Cunningham looking down to the inside. Charles Stevens Jr., he's going to tuck back in line as Logan Sturgeon makes his way up into this mix as well. And Jason Lotridge has fallen all the way back into the last position. And looks like he's struggling a little bit running way back there. So somebody could be $100 richer at the end of this one. That is correct, as Alex Veith just said in the chat. We'll get to that in just a moment. Right now, we've got some hard racing up front. You know, Sherry, I bleed blue and maize, so I appreciate Griff's paint job there. So he can run that blue and gold paint job all he wants. Garrett Kinder slipped up a little bit, ran down the track a little bit off the corner. May got a little loose there, as you see Jonah Cobert starting to run him down just a little bit. And Alex V talking about it in the chat here. I'm going to read quote for quote: the potential championship race for the Fish. He could be $100 richer at the checkered flag, or will Lotridge stay alive to fight another day? Tune to find out. Absolutely. And right now, it's not looking too good for Jason Lotridge, although he did just get around Colton Lanford for the 15th position, and he's got Sam Westside and Chuck Pegleg Feltz fighting it out in front of him. Right now, we do know it is a 5-2-2, and that 2 has a little asterisk next to it for the that little championship bet going on there. As we take a look through the field, and Garrett Kinder, Jonah Cobert's not going away. He's hanging out right there on that back bumper. Take a look off the back bumper of Garrett Kinder. You see Travis Bieber hanging in there as well. So Kinder doing a good job right now, staying up front. A little battle heating up back here. Daniel Cunningham has caught Charles Stevens Jr. He's trying to get around that 88 machine right in front. Andy Kurtz, who's got nothing to lose tonight. He's already advancing on to the next round. As Daniel Cunningham looks down to the inside, Charles Stevens, side by side down the front stretch and down into the corner. And Cunningham is going to take that position away. Right in front, though, we see Griff and Kurtz going at it. Kurtz moving himself around Griff as they make their way down the backstretch into turn number 3. And now Andy Kurtz up into the 4th position. And these 3 cars right here are currently under a blanket. As we see, it's a 25 of, or 25 of Colton Lanford getting down out of the way of the leaders. And Sherilyn says, ooh, Kinder has a new pick. He does. I noticed that myself. He's got the shades on there and trying to be fancy here tonight. Cunningham now looking all over the back bumper of Griff. And Griff's going to stay down to the low side and let that 54 machine go right on by. Right behind him, Charles Stevens Jr. up in the mix as well. And now Jason Warren trying to get around the 12 of Griff. So Griff currently sliding backwards. Not the direction that he wants to be going right now. But there is a lot of time left in this race as we haven't even completed 25 of the 175 laps tonight. Now Logan Sturgeon looking down, trying to get underneath the 12 of William Griffith to take over that 8th position. Yeah, Kinder's starting to pull away from Jonah Colbert now. So the field is starting to spread out here at this short little half-mile track. Shows just how fast these drivers can get around this little half mile. Oh, Garrett Kinder having some issues, just ran into the back of the lap car, and that's allowed both Jonah Colbert and Travis Bieber to get around the 13 machine. Although Kinder's fighting back hard on the inside. Take a look and see what happened right here as we see Garrett Kinder, yeah, makes a little contact with Lanford there, and that checks him up and allows the other drivers to get right on by. Although Kinder is trying to fight back on the 114 of Travis Bieber. It is so hard to pass at this track, though. It's really a one-lane track up high against the wall where you see these guys really running. There's a couple ways you can run the track. You can just stay high up there. Some guys like to kind of diamond the corner where they're up high in the entry, and then they cut down low to the apron through the corner. You can get some speed kind of running down the hill, we like to say. Kinder's now to the inside of Travis Bieber, trying to throw a slider here on that 114. He's going to, no, he's going to stay low. I thought he had enough room to clear him. Now he's going to be able to get by that 114 and move up to the high side where he wants to be. See Lanford getting down out of the way yet again. And now Kinder's got to work on running down that 31 of Jonah Colbert again. Be right along with Garrett Kinder, and you can see just what he's doing behind the wheel of this machine. He is starting to run down that 31 machine. Right now, Garrett Kinder is the only car in the 15-second bracket. Last time by, he ran a 15.91. Everybody else ran a 16:08 or slower. Tyler Rice in a little battle here with Sam Wetstein for the 12th position. And right in front of him, we see Ray Page, Chuck Pegleg Phelps, Griff. Bunch of cars here under a blanket. Three wide racing as Pegleg down to the bottom. Griff. Sam makes some contact. Sam is around on the backstretch. Front stretch, excuse me. Caution is out. And that is going to bring up our first Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind of the night. As we take a look and see what happened to Sam here. We were kind of following it as it happened, but see Sam has the three wide in front of him. Griff stuck in the middle. Pegleg down the bottom. Ray Page on the high side. Page kind of comes down a little bit, forces Griff down the hill into the 75 of Pegleg Phelps, which then he bounces up into the 95 of Sam Wetstein. Catches Josh the Jet Oswald and Tyler Rice. So those two cars have a little bit of damage, and then Sam goes for the slow spin down the front stretch. So Jason Lotteridge raking by. So all the drivers able to get by. Ooh, Andy Kurtz almost ran into the back of Wetstein there as well. So a couple drivers coming down onto pit road. We see Ray Page, Chuck Pegleg Phelps, William Griffith, Tyler Rice, Jason Lotteridge all coming down onto pit road. And that is on the backstretch pits. As you can see, everybody up front here has already pit. So having a couple different pit roads make the pitting here can be a bit of a challenge. Sometimes you lose track of if you're on the front stretch or the back stretch. I know I've done that quite a few times at this track. Even calling the races, it's hard to tell which one's the front stretch and which one's the back stretch. Again, as always, we want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight for the Xtreme Xfinity Series fueled by Goat Locker Racing. Goat Locker is the primary sponsor of the league, but there's a lot of other sponsors to help keep this league running. Big Fish Motorsports, Kinder Farm and Ranch, Shappy Edits, Smeal Racing Designs, Magic Mike Motorsports, P&J Motorsports, Reaper Racing, Big Fish Motorsports, I already mentioned, Jason Reisman Insurance, Flexible Freight Solutions, Mesa Motorsports, Goat Locker Racing, JC Motorsports, of course, Seth Griffith, Pegleg Phelps, they help out as well, P&J Motorsports as well, so did you guys miss the wedding? It was February 30th. I must have missed it. I was out of town that day. Rome Valdez says, let's go, Lanford Nation. Pace car is pulled off. Garrett Kinder leads him back down to the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. Kinder back out to the lead here. As Jonah Colbert tries to chase him back down. Jason Warren up into the 5th position, trying to move himself forward. Daniel Cunningham and Travis Bieber battling side by side as Bieber's going to win that battle up on the high side. Here comes the 32 of Jason Warren up on the high side as well, trying to get around Daniel Cunningham. But Daniel's fighting hard back on the bottom. As this battle continues, and Cunningham's trying to sneak his way back up onto that high side to get in line. Right now, he's just burning up those tires down on the low side. We see Griff right behind getting sideways off the corner. And a little further back, Ray Page trying to work all over the back bumper of the 26 of Logan Sturgis. Griff gets really loose off the corner yet again. Griff is having a hard time holding on to that machine. It's both times we've seen him come off of turn number 2. He's had that car completely sideways. Able to hold on to it now, but Daniel Cunningham now still side by side. And this is a battle for the 5th position. Now Cunningham's going to tuck back in line as the field tries to get single file. Click off some laps here. And the yellow is out. It looks like it's out for the 12 of William Griffith, who looks like he might have got loose off the corner. We're going to take a look at it as this brings up our second Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind as soon as I can find my mouse. Griff get down. Oh, just gets into the corner a little too hard. Overcorrects it hard into the outside wall. Ray Page gets a little piece of it as well. So a tough break for Griff there as we ride along board. See exactly what Griff saw. And you hear the rear end starting to slide and then just overcorrects it right up into the wall. Just nothing he could really do. He's going to get down on pit road, get himself a fresh car, and get back out there. As Garrett Kinder continues to lead. Looking at the chat here, apparently Seth has his son telling Kinder he's his favorite uncle. That's amazing. Glad Griff doesn't drive like that on the road, Sherry says. Man, Sherry, it's great to have you back in the chat. I missed having you. It's always a fun time. I'm wondering where Papa Kinder is because he hasn't popped in and said anything yet. So between Papa Kinder and Mr. Ratchet, I usually have myself a good time here in the chat. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night as the Send It Cup Series will be on tomorrow night. Then we got our Sunday night truck doubleheader. Let's take a look where the trucks are this weekend. Sunday night, it is the round of 12, the first race of the round of 12 at Pocono for the truck doubleheader. That'll be the Outlaws and then the Sunday night truck series. So we'll look forward to truck doubleheaders every Sunday night for next couple weeks. We have Pocono, Atlanta, Rockingham, Texas, and then Phoenix to round out the season on Sunday nights. And Tuesday night we have our doubleheader as well between the Doghouse Racing League and the SCSRA trucks. Wednesday night, Xfinity with the SCSRA. Thursday night, Thunderstruck. And of course, Friday night, Xfinity as the pace car takes that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Kinder back to the gas immediately. Green flag back in the air. And Jason Warren immediately attacking down on the low side. Oh, Kinder and Cobra make some contact. That spreads the field out behind. Kinder is around on the front stretch. He's able to hold on to it. He's going to fall all the way to the back. Green flag is still in the air. Jason Warren up to the lead. Jonah Colbert second. Josh Jet Oswald up 11 spots into third. Daniel Cunningham slides back to fourth. Travis Bieber in the fifth. And what a mess off that corner there. See if we can see exactly what happened. It looks like Kinder didn't know that Jonah was out there. He was trying to defend. Jason Warren comes up, catches Colbert. Colbert's able to hold on to it, but behind we see 3 and 4 wide into the corner as Kinder caught the apron and lost it for a second, but he regained it. And now Kinder is going to have to drive all the way back up through the field, currently in the 14th position and making his way back towards the front. Ray Page and William Griffith back here. They're in a battle for the 10th position. So Griff's going to look up to the high side. And now Jonah Colbert has Josh the Jet Oswald all over the back bumper, trying to take that position away. And Jason Warren has snuck out to over a 1-second lead. See Josh Oswald inching closer and closer to that 31 machine of Jonah Colbert. Daniel Cunningham up in this mix as well. And Logan Sturgeon currently runs in 8th. Give you a little breakdown here. Sturgeon currently in the 8th position. And Jason Lottridge currently running in 13th with Tyler Rice all over the back bumper. So that's where those two are currently running. And tonight's the night that Logan Sturgeon could win that 6th race or be ahead of the 6th race to take that $100 away from Jason Lottridge. Plus the side bets that we have on there as well. So a couple of drivers making some side bets as we see we see Peggy Lake Feltz working around Ray Page. Kinder already back up into the top 10. And he is driving like a man possessed right now, trying to catch William Griffith to get himself back up towards the front here, to move himself on to the round of 4 next week. And Griff doesn't have much breathing room right now. He's got to have himself a good finish, or he's in jeopardy of missing that round of 4. And missing out on a chance to win the championship here, as Daniel Cunningham is all over the back bumper of Josh Oswald, trying to get around that 17 machine. As he looks down to the inside. Josh Oswald fighting hard back on the high side. And Cunningham tucks back in line. Is running that low side will burn off your tires pretty quickly. That's the last thing that you really want to do at a track like this, especially with the speed you're carrying and how quickly this race is going to click off, as we are almost to lap 75, which would put us at 100 laps to go, so almost to halfway. Oh, Ray Page having some issues, has reset himself. So no caution is going to come out. Let's see what happened to Ray here. Running all by himself. Having some issues. I know he has got a lot of damage to that car. And I think he just might have, just caught the wall, pushed up off the wall, caught the inside wall, and reset before the field came by. So no caution for that as Josh Oswald and Daniel Cunningham still going at it as now Cunningham has passed Oswald. Let's watch how that happened. Ooh, Oswald got loose off the corner, had to check up to keep from hitting the wall. And Cunningham was able to get right on by. And now Travis Bieber's gotten by Josh Oswald. And here comes Andy Kurtz trying to get around as well. And look who's back in the picture as well. If you look at the top of the screen, as they come down the front stretch, we see that white and black machine of Garrett Kinder trying to get himself back up into the mix and currently flying through the field. Kinder is putting together some qualifying laps right now, and he is right now the only driver again in that 15-second bracket. Actually, him and Griff both are. There's Papa Kinder checking in, driving home, watching on the phone. We don't want you to be watching and driving. Stay safe. As Charles Stevens Jr. now getting passed by Griff, but trying to get around the 17 of Oswald as we see Colton Lanford stay down on the bottom out of the way, allow the racers to race. Griff is going to move himself up into 7th. And Kinder currently flying through the field up into the 6th position. Those tuning in now, Kinder was involved in a little incident with Jonah Colbert on the last restart, sent him to the back of the field. No caution came out, but now Kinder's trying to drive himself up through the field and now running in that 6th position. Andy Kurtz trying to work all over the back bumper of Travis Bieber. And up front, Jonah Colbert has some competition here as the 54 of Daniel Cunningham has caught him. It's one thing to catch him, it's another thing to pass him as Cunningham now takes a look down to the inside. And that 54 machine right now is looking pretty stout. Moves himself up into 2nd. Now Travis Bieber trying to get around that 31 machine as well. We know that 31 does have a little bit of damage. And caution is out. It looks like the 26 of Logan Sturgeon has looped it in turn number 1. Looks like Josh Oswald might have been involved in that one. Oh, yeah, definitely was involved in that one as well. And that's going to bring up another Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. So we take a look to see what happened between these two drivers. And it's never good when you see two drivers who crashed near each other. Oswald slid up the track, caught the wall, came down into the right side door of Logan Sturgeon. Hard contact between those two. Sturgeon goes head first into the outside wall. Tyler Rice just barely able to sneak through. And there goes the 48 of Jason Lottridge by as the entire field makes their way down onto pit road and off of pit road. How about this? A little gamble here for the 12 of William Griffith. He took just 2 tires. And Jason Warren is out in 4 with 4 tires. Dale Cunningham 3rd, Jonah Colbert 4th, Travis Bieber 5th. And Garrett Kinder back in the 8th position. Looks like he took his reset, so he's got himself a fresh car. I don't know if taking the reset was necessary for that machine. He was driving his way through the field, and oh, I take that back. He didn't take a reset. We see a little bit of damage still to the left rear of that car. So smart move holding on to that reset for further on in the race. So Garrett Kinder, after having got caught up earlier in a little mess, finds himself running back in the top 10. How about the move for William Griffith? Currently sitting in that number 1 spot. Just took 2 tires to get himself the lead. And we'll have to see if Griff is able to hold on. with just 2 tires. Sherry Lund says, I really need to talk to Griff about that paint job. I see absolutely nothing wrong with that paint job. I think it's beautiful colors. Those colors go together very well. They always have. At least it's not red and silver. And there's no reason why a college football team needs to have "the" in front of their name. As the lights on the pace car are off, Griff is going to take that high side on the restart here. So Jason Warren will be stuck down on the low side. And here's a little turn of events right now. You look at the top there, Jason Lottridge running in 11th. Logan Sturgeon running in 12th, but Logan Sturgeon is currently a lap down. So Jason Lottridge has a chance to live on another day as the pace car takes that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Griff leads him back down to the starting zone. Green flag back in the air. Cunningham with a great jump on the start, gets right around Jason Warren and immediately pounces on the 12 of William Griffith, trying to take that lead away. Now Warren fighting back on the high side. That's got a little breathing room for Griff. And Jonah Colbert coming up into the mix as Jason Warren takes a dive down to the inside. Looking down to the inside, William Griffith there side by side for the lead as they make their way down into turns 3 and 4. But Griff able to get that good run off the high side. He's able to keep the lead. And Jason Warren now has to deal with the 54 of Daniel Cunningham. Well, further back, Garrett Kinder just got around Charles Stevens Jr. And he's looking at the 5 of Andy Kurtz, trying to get himself back up towards the front. Jonah Colbert has the 114 of Travis Bieber all over his back bumper. Josh the Jet Oswald trying to race with Logan Sturgeon here, trying to get that lucky dog position in case the yellow was to come back out. See, Travis Bieber was just all over the back bumper of Jonah Colbert, trying to take over that 4th position. Garrett Kinder right there in the mix as well. And last time by, Tyler Rice just ran the fastest lap of the race with a 15:45. There's Ratchet in the chat telling that 13 to hammer down. As Kinder now is trying to look down to the inside of Jonah Colbert. Just got around Travis Bieber, and he's continuing to move himself forward after getting caught up in an early incident that sent him to the back of the field. And Andy Kurtz has Charles Stevens Jr. trying to get around him. Now Kurtz is locked in to the next round. So it doesn't matter where he finishes here. He's just trying to race in for pride. Or he might even be trying to make sure that certain people don't make it into the playoffs. Jason Warren battling with William Griffith. They are side by side for the lead. Griff with those 2 tires trying to hold on to the lead, but Warren too strong as they make their way down the front stretch. Griff thought about crossing him over there, but Warren's going to take the lead away. Hatchet Miller says, hey, Josh, figured you'd be missing me. Of course, man, it's always good to have you in the chat. I've got a full chat tonight. Loving to see the participation from the fans, for sure. Always gives me something to talk about during yellow flags as Garrett Kinder is up in 5th. Now trying to chase down the 31 of Jonah Colbert. Andy Kurtz right here again in the mix. Ratchet says the Griff Dozer doing some work. He is. Fortunately for Griff, he only has 2 tires on that car. On the last pit stop, he did take just right side tires to get out in front. Right now, it looks like it's working for him pretty well. He's able to keep up here with the leaders, but I imagine in the next 10 or 15 laps, those tires are really going to show their age. Griff has gotten around Jonah Colbert. Now Travis Bieber trying to get around that 31 machine as well. So move Kinder up into the 4th position. And Kinder, again, right now, driving like a man possessed. And behind we see Jonah Colbert and Andy Kurtz side by side battling for it. That is for the 7th position. And Charles Stevens Jr. in this mix as well. So Stevens trying to get himself up into the playoffs here. Currently just below the cut line. Good evening, says Eddie Smiths. Eddie, where are you, man? I figured you'd be in here. I know you're running for the championship as well, and looks like you were 9 points ahead of the cut line. We'll have to see where things shake out after tonight. But good to see Eddie in the chat here tonight as Griff and Daniel Cunningham are now battling side by side. Cunningham using that high side to get around the 12. Now we're starting to see the age of those left side tires as Griff is getting passed by Daniel Cunningham. And here comes Garrett Kinder trying to run down that 12 machine as well. Kinder's getting right around Griff as well, so Griff's decision to take just 2 tires doesn't look like it's going to pay off for him as he is continuing to fall backwards as Travis Bieber gets around the 12 machine as well. And Kinder is now chasing down the 54 of Daniel Cunningham. So not that long ago, that 13 machine was at the tail end of the field. Now he's up into 3rd and continuing his march forward. And then it's another second in front of Daniel Cunningham up to your leader, Jason Warren. And speaking of Jason's, Jason Lottridge currently the last car on the lead lap. The first car 1 lap down, though, is the 26 of Logan Sturgeon. So right now that's putting Jason Lottridge in the hole 5-3 if it was to end right now. But there's still a lot of racing to go. And we'll see where those two wind up at the end of the race. If you're just joining us, I'm sure you know about the Jason Lottridge and Logan Sturgeon battle. And it's a $100 bet to who can beat the other in 10 consecutive races together. Right now, Logan Sturgeon leads 5-2. That 2 does have a little asterisk next to it due to some shenanigans at the dirt racing in the heats. I'm sure Alex Veith can fill you more in on that in the chat. But yeah, right now it's looking really good for Jason Lottridge, who is a lap ahead of Logan Sturgeon, and Logan Sturgeon just got passed by Josh Oswald. So that puts Oswald up into the lucky dog spot, moving Sturgeon down into 13th. And right now, Daniel Cunningham is being chased down by Garrett Kinder, but at the same time, Daniel Cunningham is running down Jason Warren in front. He's cut that gap down 0.3 of a second in the last 5 laps. And he's marching forward. Hector Miller says, no yellows. Josh, come on, man. You know, it's been a pretty clean race so far for Bristol. We've had 3 cautions so far. And right now, Garrett Kinder working his way back up to the front, trying to get around the 54 of Daniel Cunningham. And there we see Kinder getting around Cunningham as I was taking a sip of water. So there we go. Move Garrett Kinder up into that 2nd position. And now he's chasing down the 32 of Jason Warren. And we know Kinder likes it when the track is nice and slick. That's where we're starting to see the track right now, getting really slick. You hear the tires spin down the straightaway. That's when you know you're having a lack of tire grip, when the car starts to get squirrely on the straightaway. So Kinder trying to move that big frig machine up into the lead here. Got Kinder Farm and Ranch on the nose and working his way forward through the field. A little further back, we see a little battle back here. Tyler Rice, William Griffith, Chuck Pegleg Phelps, Josh Oswald, who is currently a lap down to these guys. Pegleg is fighting right now to try to get around William Griffith for that 9th position. Eddie Smith went to dinner with one of wife's friends and was told we'd be back in time, and we weren't. Been there, done that, Eddie. I know how that is, and hopefully things work out in your favor tonight and you can move your way into the top 4. Right now we see Griff staying out in front of Pegleg Phelps. And look at this. Griff has run down Jason Warren. Kinder has run down Jason Warren. He's trying to get around that 32 machine. Looking down to the inside. But Warren just too strong up on that high side. Daniel Cunningham up in this mix as well. Griff's nephew says, let's go, Uncle Seth. Uncle Seth, not Uncle Kinder? Speaking of Kinder, this battle continues side by side with Jason Warren. As we got just 40 laps to go here at Bristol. Kinder now nosing ahead just a little bit, but Warren fighting back hard on that high side. Kinder just barely out in front, not able to clear. See if he throws a little bit of a slider here off of turn number 2, and he will. And move Garrett Kinder back to the front, driving his way from the tail end of the field. Now Kinder's got some lap traffic he's going to be dealing with in just a moment, as he's catching the 548 of Jason Lottridge. Trying to put Lottridge a lap down, which Lottridge will get down out of the way and let Kinder on by. But still, Lottridge is looking like he's going to extend that little bet going with him and Logan Sturgeon as he is still currently 2 spots ahead of Sturgeon. Jason Warren and Daniel Cunningham trying to get around the lap car as well, and that's just allowing Garrett Kinder to stretch his legs, now currently out to a second lead over Jason Warren and Daniel Cunningham. Now Cunningham looking down to the inside. Warren fighting hard back on that outside yet again. We saw that inside not be able to get the same grip as that high side has. Here comes Cunningham trying to fight back again. Just not able to do it. Warren pushed way up, almost caught the outside wall. That's allowed Cunningham to pull right alongside us again, but Warren just too strong up on that high side. Shows just how fast these cars get around this track. This battle continues. They're catching the lap car of Pegleg Feltz. And Cunningham's going to use that 75 as a pick to get around the 32. So move Daniel Cunningham up into the second position. Try to punch his ticket to the round of 4. Just behind Andy Kurtz. Travis Bieber in the mix as well. Here comes Kurtz down to the inside of Jason Warren. Now Warren is currently not in the playoffs. And Andy Kurtz behind, or Andy Kurtz right there on screen, is locked in to the next round. So he really doesn't even have to be pushing hard right now. He can just kind of relax and lay back. But you see him up front here trying to mix it up. Trying to get himself another win before we move on to the round of 4. Travis Bieber in a good position to move on as well. Jason Lotridge getting around Chuck Pegleg Feltz. So that's going to put 3 positions between him and Logan Sturgeon. So a little race within the race here, as Warren has now got back around Andy Kurtz. As this battle continues, and Daniel Cunningham has pulled away from those two and currently trying to get around the lap car of William Griffith. But Garrett Kinder's got himself almost a 3-second lead as we have just 25 laps to go here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Kinder's just got that car on cruise control, not pushing too hard, just putting together some good laps to move himself on to the championship round as Jason Warren and Andy Kurtz continue to battle here. Kurtz is not going away down on that inside. And we'll connection issue for that 32. And Travis Bieber also trying to stay up in this mix, trying to move on to the championship 4. So as they run right now, your championship 4 would be Andy Kurtz, Garrett Kinder, Daniel Cunningham, and Travis Bieber. As Warren's gotten back around Kurtz, and Kurtz is going to try to throw another crossover here. It's amazing that Warren's able to hold on as well as he has on those old tires as we have just 20 laps to go. Also a little further back, Tyler Rice trying to get around Charles Stevens Jr. And Stevens was 14 points under the cut line coming into the race. And Tyler Rice going around him is definitely not helping his case any tonight. Jonah Colbert runs back in the 8th position. He was also tied with Kinder and Bieber coming into tonight. So another driver trying to make a move here into the playoffs, but doesn't look like he's going to, as we see the 13 of Garrett Kinder, whose car is currently on rails trying to put that 31 car a lap down. This battle continues. Andy Kurtz still trying to get around Jason Warren. Every time it looks like he's going to clear that 32 machine, Jason Warren comes fighting back hard on the outside. Now he has gotten around Jason Warren, and Travis Bieber is trying to look to the inside of the 32. Bieber showing a little bit of speed late in this race. As the lap car of Logan Sturgeon comes up into the mix. And Bieber looks down to the inside. And Bieber, who hasn't been fighting with Jason Warren all that long, has much cooler tires, and you're seeing the difference in speed, how easily that 114 is able to get around the 32 as the 32 smacks the wall. That allows Travis Bieber to get right around. So move Travis Bieber up into the 4th position. Jonah Colbert just got around the 88 of Charles Stevens Jr., so move Colbert up into the 6th position. But the wild thing is, we only have 5 cars currently on the lead lap. So Kinder putting on a clinic right now, trying to lap as many cars as he can with just 9 laps to go. See where he is in Jason Warren just coming into turn number 3, and Garrett Kinder just going to, so Kinder's got about a half a straightaway, or half a lap to the 5th place of Jason Warren. Right now, everybody kind of spreading out. Tyler Rice having a little connection issue, sorry for that. As Garrett Kinder is currently on cruise control, trying to get this win and lock himself into the round of 4. Cunningham currently runs back in the 2nd position. He's 4 seconds behind Garrett Kinder. So unless a caution was to come out, he's going to have to settle for 2nd place. But it would move him into the round of 4 as well. Andy Kurtz running in 3rd, already locked into the next round. And Travis Bieber, currently running in 4th, would be moving on to the next round as well. Two laps ago here at Bristol, Garrett Kinder, up into the wall just a little bit. And as we go through turns 3 and 4, Kinder's yelling at me for using the C word. White flag is in the air. The caution flag is put away. So we won't have to worry about any yellows coming out as Garrett Kinder comes down the backstretch into turn 3 and 4 for the final time. And as they come off of turn number 4, Garrett Kinder is going to win here at Bristol. Daniel Cunningham going to come home in second. Andy Kurtz back in third. Travis Bieber in fourth. And Jason Warren wound out your top 5. So no caution for Kinder tonight as he comes home with the win. He's going to celebrate down on the front stretch before the Rebels Demolition Derby commences. And in true Demolition Derby style, Garrett Kinder running that car in reverse. I thought he was going to try to make a victory lap in reverse. That would have been impressive. But we're going to take a look at your results. Garrett Kinder getting the win. Daniel Cunningham coming home in second. Andy Kurtz, your top 3. Fourth, Travis Bieber, and Jason Warren comes home in 5th. 6th will be the 31 of Jonah Colbert with Tyler Rice, Charles Stevens, Jason Lottridge, and William Griffith rounding out the top 10. Josh Oswald, Chuck Pegleg Phelps, Logan Sturgeon, Colton Lanford, Ray Page, and Sam Wetstein round out the field. And you see it here on Intensity Broadcasting. Jason Lottridge has finished ahead of Logan Sturgeon, which will delay any chances of Logan Sturgeon getting $100 tonight. So right now, right now Jason Lottridge is still alive in the money. As we get ready to talk to our top 3. Starting with, let's see if we can find them here. Starting with the 5 of Andy Kurtz. Andy, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
What's up, Josh? Got you.
Man, great run here tonight for you. It was a wild night for you. I know it really didn't matter much for you because you were already locked into the next round, but you're kind of out there running for pride. How was the racing out there? It seemed like there wasn't too many cautions. Everybody was pretty cordial with each other. But how'd the race go for you?
Yeah, I thought it was good. It's pretty grueling track. Bristol, man, I've never been too good here, especially on a long run. Old tires, car just doesn't want to turn on you. But that was good. High line was definitely the preferred line. Get a really good run off the turns and down the straightaways. But when you're quicker than someone, you had to try to make it work on the bottom, and it was tough. I mean, Jason Warren and I had a really good, like 15, 20 laps, door to door. It was a lot of fun. Just part of it here, which makes for a good race.
For sure. Now, usually Bristol, we see a bunch of different cautions come out, and tonight it was pretty clean. Were you banking on a few more cautions, or did you expect it to go as green as it did?
No, I was not expecting more cautions. I know these guys have been just like every race now for as long as I can remember. This Xfinity series here, it's been either caution free or minimal cautions, which is awesome, and that's just kudos to how good everyone is in this league. So yeah, I wasn't expecting really any cautions. I was hoping it stayed green there just because I felt like I was a little bit better on the long run than I was on the short run compared to some of these guys. So didn't really fire off too well compared to everyone else. So I was happy to see it go green there. But yeah, Kinder was a class of the field for sure. I think he was ahead of me by like 6-7 seconds. So nothing for him.
Yeah, for sure. He was able to drive back up through the field. So, again, congratulations on the 3rd place finish. You move on to next week at Chicagoland for the Championship 4. How do you like your chances at Chicago next week?
I like it. I like that track a lot. I've never really raced there. Yeah, never raced there in this car before. You like the track though? Ran a couple practice laps this week, and car feels like it gets pretty loose over the long run, which is pretty cool. And normally cars get tight as run goes on. So I like that it's going to get loose. So I think it'll drive well for me at least. And yeah, see what we have. I think it'll be a good show for sure. I got to see who else is in the championship for here, but it should be a good race.
Well, according to my calculations, the top four tonight would be the top four, would be your championship four. So you, Kinder, Cunningham, and Bieber.
Oh man, awesome.
So
Yeah,
before,
that'll be
that's my
yeah,
that's
sure.
unofficial. That's just my calculations.
Well, I know I'm in it, so that's all that matters, right?
That's all that matters to you. But before I let you go, do you want to thank any shots you got to give?
Yeah, well, just want to thank you, Intensity Broadcasting. You put on an awesome show for everyone every week. Really appreciate it between this series, Outlaws. Every time it's awesome. I'm gonna go back here and watch it tonight. And I want to thank our series sponsor, Good Locker Racing, and of course Big Fish Motorsports and Kinder Farm and Ranch for helping us put this on.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations. We look forward to watching you next week at Chicago.
All right, man. We'll see you then.
That's your third place finisher, Andy Kurtz. Let's bring in your second place finisher, Daniel Cunningham. Daniel, got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Man, congratulations with the runner-up position tonight. Had a great battle there with Jason Warren. Really used up your stuff and allowed Kinder to kind of pull away, but he was the class of the field tonight. Were you kind of hoping for a caution there late race to kind of bunch everybody else up and have a chance at Kinder?
To be honest, I was hoping it would run green to the end because I knew with where I'm at with points, as long as I stayed the course where I was at, that I was pretty much locked into the final four next week. So a shot at him would have been nice, but at that point, I kind of burned everything up, was committed, and I'm just like, let's just get out of here with what we got.
For sure, and you mentioned that point racing tonight. It seems like your top four tonight unofficially, according to my calculations, will be your four next week at Chicagoland. So how do you like your chances next week at Chicago going up against Kinder and Kurtz and Bieber?
It's going to be an interesting one. All the other guys in the final four are fast. I'm pretty sure Kinder won the late night championship by winning in Chicagoland, if memory serves. Andy's fast everywhere. Travis has been consistently fast all season. So it's definitely going to be a tough one. I like Chicagoland. I feel like it's a good track for me. It's been a while since I've raced there, but uh, I kind of got a late start on the season, missed the first handful of races, so I really didn't know what was going to play out with everything. Thankfully, it is a longer season, but given that I didn't really have any expectations, I guess I'm just going into it with house money at this point.
Well, there you go. And how did your strategy play out tonight? I know Bristol's typically a track where we see a lot of cautions. I know there was only 16 cars on track, but were you expecting a few more cautions there, or did you think it was going to run green to the end?
It's always hard to say with these races because everybody in the league, in all the Rebels leagues, tend to run really clean and make sure that they give a lot of room when they can. Um, but it's Bristol, so you never know when somebody's going to get a little loose on entry or push up in the middle of the turn and make contact. I mean, things happen in a short track. So, yes and no. I mean, I'm never surprised really when these races go green, but just kind of nature at the beast here, you do kind of expect a little bit more as far as cautions and bunching everybody back up.
Well, again, congratulations on the second place finish. Again, good luck next week at Chicago. And before I let you go, anyone you want to thank, any shout outs you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, appreciate you guys putting on the broadcast as always. I know it's been a long season, but appreciate you guys broadcasting us every week. Thanks to everybody out on the track tonight that was racing hard and racing clean. Had a lot of fun racing with, especially with Jason Warren every time I was around him. And thanks to all of our league sponsors and everybody that helps put this together.
Awesome, man. Well, again, good luck next week at Chicago. And I'm sure we'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Let's bring in your winner tonight. The driver of the 13, Garrett Kinder. Kinder, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Josh.
Man, phenomenal run here for you tonight. I know you had some issues there with the 31 of Jonah Colbert. Set you far back behind, but you're able to get back up to the front. Did that caution coming out in the between runs kind of help you out there to let you bunch back up? Or were you?
Yeah, it really helped out quite a bit. Like I said, in the first place, I hate that I got up into the 31. I just didn't see him in my mirror, and both him and the 32, they both had a run on me, and just didn't see Jonah, so I hate that for him. Last year's champion, hell of a driver, and one of my good friends over here, so I hate that it ended that way for him. But yeah, the cautions helped. It played right into my hand where I was able to just really cook the tires off and drive as hard as I could to get back up. I thought top 7-ish, and kind of work from there after the caution.
Yeah, you were showing a lot of speed there. It looked like you were driving like a man possessed, but able to get up into the catbird seat tonight and move on to the round of 4 next week at Chicago. How do you like your chance at Chicago next week?
And it's been a cool minute since I've run Chicagoland, so we'll see how it goes. If I remember correctly, last time I ran, I really enjoyed it. The setup back then was really conducive for my driving style. So we'll see how it plays out. I know there's some heavy hitters that are going to be in there with me in that championship 4. So we'll get out there and send it and see what happens whenever the dust settles.
Yeah, unofficially by my calculations, it looks like it's you, Cunningham, Kurtz, and Bieber. So looks like you got some tall orders to fill next week at Chicago. I do know that Cunningham said last time y'all ran Chicago in the late night series, you won it. So does that give you a little confidence coming in next week as well?
No, because nothing translates over to these cars. These cars are unlike anything on the rest of the service. I guess I know which way the track goes, but I know we turn left. I mean, other than that, it doesn't just instill a lot of confidence in me. But yeah, it's going to be fun. It's a 1.5-mile track. These cars are just an absolute blast, especially if we can get on a looser setup. So hopefully everything plays into the hands, and we can bring home the dub.
Well, you had a lot of support in the chat tonight. So I know you got a laundry list of people you want to thank before we let you go, including Sherry was up in the chat there rooting for you as well tonight. So
I heard Alex jump over and said that she was over there. First, I got to say, I'll just thank Sherry first and foremost. Sherry, good to see you. Hadn't seen you in a while. Glad you're hanging out and having a good time. Then I got to thank, of course, Kinder Farm and Ranch and Ratchet Speed Shop. They've already been texting me as soon as the checkered flag came out. My phone was going off. So love having them on board. Love having just family support, and it's something that's pretty phenomenal. Big Freaking Cross 5 cattle coolers. If you want to keep your stuff hot and keep your stuff cold for cheaper and longer than anybody else, make sure you check out Big Freaking Cross 5 cattle coolers at bigfreaking.com. Wolfpack Racing, great page over there. Heck of a guy to know. He was out here racing tonight. Looks like he quit pretty early. It looks like, I don't know if he got tangled up in some mess or what, but heck of a guy to know. If you haven't got to talk to Ray, go talk to Ray. And of course, all my Reaper Racing teammates, man, in Xfinity. Most of the time, I'm over in JC Motorsports channel anyway. But so big shout out to everybody over at JC as well. Like I said, I hate it for Jonah. That's the way it ended up between us. But sometimes these things just happen, unfortunately.
for sure.
I gotta thank you up in the booth, man. I love going back and watching these broadcasts. This will be a fun one to go back and broadcast. Bristol's always been pretty good to me, so we're really happy to bring home P1 tonight.
For sure. And one more thing I want to mention before we go. How about Lottridge extending the feud with him and Fish there? So that puts it 5 to 3.
Was the one that got Logan.
I
don't know what's going on there. I thought that Oswald wanted Logan to win. Now I'm just confused by the whole ordeal, really. So props to Lottridge. Maybe we'll get this thing sorted out in ARCA here in just a minute. But hey, good for him, man. He was talking earlier about, man, good job. You've already won this thing, and now he's fighting back. So what's that make? Is that get 3-5? Is that right?
It's 5 to 3. Yep. But does that mean that now we have 2 asterisks underneath Lottridge name there?
No, the asterisk was because Lottridge wrecked Logan. If something happens with somebody else, then it's just free for all. Whatever happens. But so no, just one asterisk on the Lottridge graphic there.
I don't know if maybe Lottridge paid Oswald off to take out Logan. So
I wouldn't put it past him. Not at all.
Well, Kinder, again, congratulations on the win. I look forward to seeing what transpires next week at Chicago, and you have yourself a good night.
Thank you, Bob.
So that does it here from Bristol Motor Speedway. Garrett Kinder getting the win. Your top 4 unofficially is going to be Garrett Kinder, Daniel Cunningham, Andy Kurtz, and Travis Bieber. We can find out all the information at simracerhub.com, your one-stop shop for all league iRacing standings, stats, and points. Again, thank you everybody who joined us here tonight on Intensity Broadcasting. It's always a blast to have you in the chat. Sherry, it's good to have you back for sure. And don't forget, over on the Rebels Racing Network, their ARCA series is about to pop off. And then tomorrow night, join us for the Send It Cup Series Sunday night, the truck doubleheader. A Tuesday night doubleheader as well. Wednesday night, Xfinity. Thursday's night, Thunderstruck. Friday night, Xfinity. So a week filled with racing here on Intensity Broadcast. Again, don't forget to join us every night. Check out IntensityBroadcasting.com. And as our boy Atlee Atman Weiss would say, over and out.